What's good, GameLeapers? Coach Eagz back at it, and in this video you are going to learn how to hard carry as a mid laner. I will be giving you 9 must-know tips so you guys can improve and climb. Some of the footage we'll be watching is of the rank 3 in Korea playing Leblanc against Cassiopeia. The tips I'm about to tell you guys help the rank 3 make his opponent go 1-8. If he can do this to the best mid laners in Korea, you can definitely do it in your games to those Yasuo and Zed mains, so don't go anywhere. Quick shout out to our website GameLeap.com. If you're serious about unlocking your potential on League, then look no further. The market leader in providing you with informative videos, courses and guides, hundreds of them, uploaded and updated on a daily basis. Please remember to like the video, we really appreciate it, and subscribe so you stay up to date with our must-watch daily uploads. Let's get into it. For this high elo analysis, I'm going to be pausing at key moments and asking the question why. Why does the rank 3 in Korea do this? And why didn't they do that? These two questions are important because they're going to help us understand this player's every move. And as the rank 3 player in Korea, why wouldn't we want to learn what he does that 99% of others don't? So here we go, fam. This is going to help you out a lot. First key decision is what to do with the wave level 1. Leblanc and other champions, assassins especially, like Fizz and Zed, love their lane when it's longer. What does this mean? Well, if the wave is closer to Leblanc's side of the lane, it's closer to her tower. But the enemy mid laner is further away from theirs. As a result, there is more space in the lane, and champions like Leblanc thrive when they have room to operate. High elo junglers love playing with Leblanc's because she has amazing setup. Her ethereal chain, her E, is very hard to dodge after she W's onto the enemy champion, her distortion. Other champions that can do the same include Lissandra, Galio, Silas. They have great setup. Knowing this, Leblanc is more than happy for Cassiopeia to push the wave, but it's essential to know that if the enemy mid is able to hard push a wave into the tower, then the next minion wave will rebound back to the middle of the lane, which is more safe for Cass. So, how do we prevent this? We have to do something to the wave, and we call it thinning. This just means you're auto-attacking the enemy minions or executing some so the wave doesn't crash into your tower. Think of a seesaw. The enemy wave is too heavy or thick, we are helpless. If we are able to steady the ship and keep the enemy wave in front of our tower, then our opponent is in a very risky position, being pushed up so far in the lane. In higher levels of play, your jungler should recognize this lane state and will gank for you without you having to ping, but assist ping anyway, no matter what elo you are in. This is your way of saying, hey man, this mid laner is really gankable. Let's put a rule in place. Assist ping at least 3 times when the enemy laner is vulnerable and pushed up. Even when the lane is pushing back to Cass in this game, Leblanc has chunked Cass that much that Cass has to back off when she should be safely farming. So not only is it good to have the wave closer to your tower, as the lane progresses and you take your opportunities to damage the enemy mid laner, you will have a kill threat regardless of the position of the wave. I'm going to show you a few clips from this game and look at the wave in each one and what it leads to. You just saw this one, but to reinforce my point about the importance of wave position, Cass cops it. LB misses her chain in this one, but she only has this opportunity if she lets Cass push. In this one, Cass herself pushes closer to Leblanc's tower and dies because of it. Fast forward a minute and exactly the same again. Cass is pushed that far up and uses her ultimate prematurely. She is inviting Graves at this point to come and kill her, and he does just that. Leblanc returns to mid and the wave is pushing into her again, getting some nice damage off. And in this last example, yes, she misses her chain, no one lands all of them, but she has the chance to, and that's the point. Wave position leads to kill opportunities. Make sure that before setting up the gank, you have all of your cooldowns. You do not want to use your abilities without your jungler being in a position to capitalize on your setup. You would be wasting their time and yours. Our second tip revolves around corrupting potion users. It may sound trivial. Yeah bro, you just use a charge when you're missing a chunk of HP and or mana. No doubt that's important, the sustain it offers. But what's more important is its passive, Touch of Corruption. Abilities and basic attacks apply burn on the enemy champion that lasts for 3 seconds. So our primary focus in the early laning phase is to use our corrupting potion when we are 1, missing health and mana, and 2, we're looking to damage our opponent. This is a 2-in-1. If you were to use it to heal and regenerate mana, you might have to use another charge to inflict Touch of Corruption when you go in. This does not always apply, however, because the potion lasts 12 seconds, so you have sufficient time to proc Touch of Corruption, but it's still a great habit to get into. In this situation, Leblanc is around half HP, and I think everyone watching this video would use one of their corrupting potion charges. The rank 3 KR doesn't. She wants to use each charge, unless she's on 1 HP, to burn Cass. Using a charge as she goes in also makes use of Time Warp Tonic, which gives LeBlanc 5% movement speed, making it easier to gap close, and immediately grants 50% of its health and mana restoration. Third on our tip list, baking roams to recall. This also might sound unimportant, but this is a very sneaky strategy that impacts the map without you being on it. When most of us recall, we walk back in a straight line to our tower. For the enemy mid laner, it's obvious that we've pushed out the wave to go back to base, so there's no threat to the side lanes and jungler. But what if we fake to roam topside or bot side through either of the mid brushes? Well, we exert pressure without actually doing so. While we are in base buying, the enemy laners have to respect that we could be roaming towards them and threatening a kill. In turn, they might respect that potential and back off, and all of a sudden your fake roam is denying the rest of the enemy team gold and maybe XP. Essentially, you are indirectly winning the rest of the map. It's a very subtle but powerful trick, so start using it, guys. Watch here. LeBlanc shoves the wave into Cassiopeia's tower and starts to move top. She stutters steps in case Nidalee is waiting to line up a spear, and after warding knows she is safe. From Cass's perspective, this will look as if LeBlanc is having a roam. Cass as a result pings missing, and Camille has to respect the possibility of LeBlanc pathing towards her lane. Buying while moving. Tip number 4. Why does this matter? Time is everything. As soon as the top tier players hit the base after recalling, they click to where they want to go on the map or to the edge of the fountain if they still need to regenerate HP and mana. They buy while running out of base. Most players in low elo, if not all, take 10 seconds to scroll through items they might want to buy, selling, undoing, and they eventually invest. As they start to leave base, the high elo player is already past the inhib tower and they get back to lane quicker. This time equates to gold and XP, and over the course of a game you may recall at least 10 times, let's say. This adds up to 100 seconds. Almost 2 minutes. It's so simple. So when you hit the base fam, click on the minimap to where you want to head to and buy while on the move. I would recommend setting up item sets so you don't waste time taking a tour of the shop. Get back ASAP. Tip number 5. This tip is referring to you using abilities to return to lane faster. They might speed you up, they might be a dash or a blink, or a terrain cheater like Bard's Portal and Kane's Shadow Step. Aside from the two just mentioned, other champions that can use this tip include Gangplank with his passive Trial by Fire by using his powder kegs, Camille with her hookshot, Zed with his Living Shadow, Karma with her Inspire, Kai'Sa with her Supercharge, among many others. This is very useful because it will equate to gold and experience, like the previous tip buy while moving. The quicker you are back to lane or the map, the quicker you are to resources, so the more gold and XP you acquire. Aggro in fog. Tip number 6. Let me ask you guys, if the enemy minions kept attacking you while you walked into a brush, why does this happen? Because the enemy has sight of you. Most of the time this means wards. If a brush is warded and you walk into it to deactivate minion aggro, it won't. The enemy minions will keep attacking you. If that is the case, you know the brush is warded, so you can alert your teammates by pinging that the area is warded. There is a hotkey specifically for this in your settings. Can you see LeBlanc pinging that the top mid brush is warded here? The minions still went after her, indicating there's an enemy ward in the brush, so LeBlanc lets her team know. This is particularly useful as a jungler. If your teammates inform you of what areas are warded, you can evade that vision and remain as a threat. As soon as your jungler is spotted by vision, they lose pressure and the enemy team can play more aggressively. Later in the game around Baron and Dragon, vision control is massive, and if you have knowledge of certain brushes being warded, it prevents your teammates from grouping in one brush ready to get Malphite ulted. For the entirety of a game, this will lead to kills and prevent deaths. So let's start pinging 3 times, same as before, that the area is warded to help our jungler and team out. 6 equals 6. This is tip number 7. The first 6 represents the 6th minion wave. What do you think the other 6 represents? If you said level 6, give yourselves a pat on the back. The number of the wave correlates to champion level. The first wave, level 1, second wave you hit level 2, third wave you hit level 3, and so on. So why does this matter? Well, these levels are power spikes. You get to skill a new ability or enhance the power of one of them. So, when you're about to hit that next level, you should be ready to dish out some damage. How do you know exactly when you level up? Now, there are specific minions in each wave that lead to level ups, but to know for sure, you check your XP bar next to your champion icon on your HUD. Let's move on to tip number 8, roaming. As a mid laner, you have closer access to bot, top, and the jungle, so it's easier to impress your lead on the rest of the map. Winning lane is one thing, but winning the rest of the map is another, and most of the time the more difficult. Simply because you are relying on your teammates to use their cooldowns and play fights well. In a 1v1 it's just you and the other mid laner, and the outcome is more in your control. So when is it a good time to roam? I always tell students to sort your lane out first generally, but there will be some situations that require you to move immediately. The reason you sort your lane out first, and I'm talking about shoving the minion wave, is that there is no cost for you roaming. If you roam when the enemy wave is still in mid, you will lose that golden experience. This is especially important earlier in a game because you level up faster so you can fall behind faster. Last tip. Tip number 9. Nuking the SMITE. At objectives, whether you are trying to take the objective or not, aiming to kill the enemy jungler is a great tactic. But why? Because they have SMITE. And taking this away from the enemy team pretty much guarantees that objective for your team. The keys to being able to do this on a regular basis include vision and fog. Standing behind a wall, waiting for someone to walk through a choke point, standing in a brush with a control ward in it. Sometimes you don't even have to have an area warded. You can pop your sweeper and react to the outline of the enemy champion. This is definitely harder though. Even if you don't get the kill, chunking them is often good enough. And if they spot you before face checking you, maybe they blue trinket the brush or an idly traps the brush you're in for example, you are delaying them from getting to that objective and give your team time to finish the objective. Thanks so much for watching the entire video. We really appreciate the support guys. If one of these tips helped you out, then please leave a like to help the video out, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our awesome daily uploads, and do not close your browser without heading over to GameLeap.com. The best website for League of Legends content. Videos, courses, guides, uploaded each day and updated on the reg so you stay ahead of the curve. This has been Coach Eagz. Until next time, peace.